So some people might ask, what is a mirliton? Well, this is a mirliton. It's just also known as a vegetable pear, an alligator pear, coyote squash. It's got kind of a similar texture on the inside. And what we're going to do is just cut this open. There's a little pit right on the inside, but it's not like an avocado pit. It's kind of a soft pit. So you see we just cut straight through. And you can see the pit there, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to leave it like this in halves and boil them. And once the meat is tender on the inside, see it kind of looks like a pear, it's kind of wet like a pear, we're going to scoop all of that out like you would potato skins and stuff it with the stuffing. All right, so we have some pretty little oysters here already shucked from Cajun Catch. And what I'm going to do is save a few of the bigger ones to leave whole down in the bottom of our mirliton. So I'll just pull those out. The rest of these I'm going to chop with some kitchen shears and save that good oyster liquor down in there for our stuffing. All right, let's make our stuffing for the oyster stuffing. Start out with a little bit of butter. Add in about a 1/4 cup chopped onions, some chopped red and yellow and orange bell pepper. Once again, you can get those already pre-chopped over there at Ralph's. And a little bit of garlic. And I'm cooking this on like a medium-low, just so all my veggies get softened. They don't need to brown. And you don't want to burn that garlic either. And you know what this needs? Some swamp dust. There we go. The good thing about using swamp dust in this recipe is that even though the oysters are nice and salty, the swamp dust isn't going to overload you with salt like some others would. Okay, so I've got my veggies kind of cooked down here a little bit, and I'm going to make a white roux. I've got a tablespoon of flour. And we're going to cook it down a little bit. Get all up in that fat and that butter. If you need to add a little butter, which I do, we can do that too. Now, we're not trying to make a dark roux or anything. We're just trying to cook the flour so it doesn't taste raw, you know? Okay, so this is actually half and half, and we're going to get this incorporated. Okay, you see we got a nice thick sauce going on here. Let's add in those chopped oysters and that liquor. Now remember, oysters are naturally kind of salty, so that's why we use our magic swamp dust, because it doesn't have too much sodium in it, you know, so it doesn't get overly salty. Just the right amount of flavor. And there's our swamp dust. And this is the original kind because it's got a little bit of that touch of lemon in it, you know. Good stuff. Okay, and I'm going to add just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and a little bit of hot sauce. And that little bit of white roux is going to keep this nice and thick. I've let the mirliton boil for about 30-35 minutes to make sure they're super tender, easier to prepare and eat. So the easiest way to do this is take a little paring knife and just get around that pit. And just try to pull everything out. There you go. You see you have a nice little area there to put that stuffing. Okay, so this has gotten nice and thick. Our oysters are cooked a little bit, and we're going to add in some of that cooked mirliton. There we go. It's nice and tender. If you prefer to use a potato, you can do that too. We can do these as seafood stuffed potatoes. I'm going to put in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Stir that in. And I'm turning off the heat. And I'm going to put in about a cup of breadcrumbs. And these are, I bought them plain, and I added swamp dust to them. Okay, here we go. Now, if you need to add more breadcrumbs, go for it. I'm just going to incorporate. Oh yeah, we're looking good. All the breadcrumbs are getting nice and moist. Now we can go stuff our mirliton. Okay, for time purposes, I'm going to show you these three. Now remember what we said, we were going to put an oyster down on the bottom. There we go. All right, I got my others right here to stuff the rest of the mirliton. Now we're going to get us a little stuffing that's got the oysters and the mirliton pieces in there and put it right on top. And I've got some extra breadcrumbs that we're going to just sprinkle over the top for that little something something, you know. Got all these beautiful vegetables in there. Okay, yeah. So, next layer of flavor, we're going to add some more of them little swamp dust breadcrumbs. Do it like that so we don't have too many. And we want to moisten those just a little bit. You can use some melted butter, but that can get kind of gloppy. So I'm going to take just a little bit of cooking spray that's butter flavor. And we got a little bit Parmesan cheese. Now I'm going to put this in a 350 oven. Ooh, a little much on there, huh? Can't have too much cheese though, right? And let these bake until everything is nice and bubbly.